Greener Pastures EP5, The Price of Escape. The fluorescent lights never turned off in detention. Day and night blurred into an endless loop of noise, keys clattering, doors slamming, voices shouting, shoes scraping the concrete floors. Deolu lay on his narrow cot, staring at the ceiling. His body was thinner now, cheekbones sharper, eyes sunken. He no longer knew how many days had passed. Time was marked only by meal trays shoved under the door and the occasional shuffle to the showers, head down, avoiding the gazes of other detainees. He repeated a single sentence in his mind like a mantra: "If I get out, trouble will come calling." But even that was starting to feel like a fading echo. One morning, the routine cracked. As the breakfast tray slid into cells, a new officer appeared. She was younger, softer around the eyes, her uniform pressed but not severe. She paused at his door. "You're Deolu, right?" she asked quietly. His heart jolted. No one had said his name in weeks. He sat up slowly, cautious. "Yes. I'm Officer Patel," she said in a lowered voice. "Someone's been asking about you." "A woman, Stacy." For a second, Deolu forgot how to breathe. His lips parted, but no sound came out. "Stacy. She's been calling here. Said you disappeared." Officer Patel glanced down the hall, then back at him. "I thought you'd want to know." Deolu nodded, swallowing hard. "Thank you." When she walked away, his hands trembled. Stacy was looking for him. He wasn't completely lost. Outside the walls of detention, Stacy had stopped waiting for a reply. At first, she assumed he was overwhelmed: school, work, life. But weeks passed, and the silence stretched too long. Messages unread. Calls unanswered. No sign of him at school or the bar. Finally, she showed up at his apartment. Mike opened the door, robe casually tied at the waist, a practiced smile curling on his lips. "Oh, Stacy," he said smoothly. "Looking for Deolu?" She forced a small nod. "Yeah. He's been missing. I was worried." Mike sighed dramatically, leaning on the doorframe. "Yeah, he left. Didn't say much. Just packed up and disappeared." He gave her a sympathetic tilt of the head. "Sorry." But Stacy's got twisted. Something felt wrong. The casualness. The ease. The fact that Mike wasn't the least bit concerned. "I see," she murmured, eyes narrowing. "Thanks." As she turned away, she made a silent promise to herself: "I'm not done with this." Back inside, the day darkened. But late that afternoon, another unfamiliar face appeared at Deolu's cell. A woman in plain clothes, a visitor badge clipped to her shirt, stopped at his door. "My name is Farah," she said softly. "I'm a legal aid volunteer. I reviewed your file, and something's off." Deolu blinked, barely able to process. "Your refugee appeal was approved," Farah continued. "I don't understand how you were flagged for fraud so soon after. There's no formal affidavit from your spouse, just an anonymous tip." Deolu's breath caught. "It doesn't make sense," Farah went on. "I'm going to dig into this. But I need you to hold on." For the first time in 2 months, Deolu felt the fog in his mind begin to lift. He hadn't been imagining it. He had been set up. That night, he lay awake, his hands curled into fists on the thin blanket. His heart beat with something new, not fear, but fire. Mike thought he'd erased him. But Deolu was still here. And if he got out, no, when he got out, there would be no more playing along, no more pretending, no more silence. The cost of trusting the wrong person had been steep. But the price of his escape? Mike was about to find out.